Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I am working with a sketch challenge over on the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. Okay, so today I'm shaking it up and doing something a little bit different. I have abandoned my classes focus for today, working on the Allison Davis 6x6 paper pad class, as well as working through her sketch support series. And I decided to just take up a challenge over on the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group run by Sarah Scraps. And she has an amazing YouTube channel. I will link it below. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's fabulous. And her Facebook group is very friendly and encouraging. And right now what's happening over there is we are all on a June spending freeze. So if the challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to not spend money on your hobby other than purchasing the essentials such as glue, any kind of adhesive, white cardstock, like the necessities. You know, if your trimmer breaks, obviously it's okay to go and buy a new trimmer. However, they're encouraging everyone to choose a way to spend less and focus on what is already in their craft room. And so I have been kind of doing that all year anyways. And then so I thought it would be easy to jump in and, do some of the challenges. So this particular challenge is a sketch challenge, and it is Patchy's Spending Freeze Challenge. And it is a challenge to use the sketch that she posted, which is this one right here. And it basically has 4 photos, kind of a cross, but, not in a straight line. And then the journaling around the outside edge, 2 embellishment clusters going diagonally across the page, and your title. So I love this simple sketch. I think it's lovely. And when I saw it, I don't know why. I wasn't actually intending to do a lot of the challenges, but I liked this sketch. And it made me think of this piece of paper that I had sitting out from my little boy scrapbooking supplies box, because it is one that I haven't used and it's really old. It's the, what is this called? The Steadfast Tin Soldier Collection by Piggy Tales. It doesn't even have a date anywhere on it, but it's old. But it's still so super cute, and I like the colors. So I was like, you know what, let's rediscover my stash of little boy scrapbooking supplies. And I always pick up little boy supplies because I have 3 boys and I have not scrapped much of their childhood thus far. I also have a grandson and I have a brother, and I really love the colors in the little boy scrapbooking supplies. So anyways, I do gravitate towards them. Blue is my favorite color. So this is one of those hard to use papers that's already printed on. Quite often when I get these, I'll like cut that off and use it as a strip. But this time I pretty much kept it as a whole. So what I did was I started with this Bo Bunny double dot in chocolate cardstock. And so I used the dotted side of the cardstock kind of as like a patterned paper background, and it is just the background paper. Then I cut the paper, and this is about medium thickness kind of paper. So it's not super thin, but I wanted to put it onto a cardstock frame just to give it a little bit of, a place to be. And so I cut, I think, like, what did I cut this to? 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, I think. And then I glued it down, and I think I cut it all off the back side of the train. Not that it really mattered because the front side of the train was kind of cut anyways. Now, I've been doing typed journaling for my grandson's album, so I did not want to journal, although this looks really interesting to journal around the outside edge of the page. I decided that I was going to stick to my typed journaling, and so to fulfill this kind of element on the sketch, I did a line border. So I just grabbed a ruler, traced around in brown zig writer from Kuretake, I think this is from, in chocolate again. Yes, Kuretake zig writer. I just buy these at Michael's. And then the only embellishments that I had to go with this collection were these really ancient rub-ons that I did. This was not the price I paid for them. I got them at a garage sale for 25 cents. And so I figured rub-ons are kind of hit and miss, right? Sometimes you get old rub-ons and they work fine, and other times they're a pain in the butt, and sometimes they don't work at all. So it's hit and miss, but I thought for $1 it would be fine. And I got these about 2 years ago at a garage sale, and because I knew I had papers like this. And so it was kind of you know, kind of a stretch to just try putting it down on the page. And I did smudge something here. I think I might have had ink on my hand when I did it, but I just took, there was one rub on here, and I just put it across the top, the train, and then there was a track that I also put across the top. So that's that. And I will use those rub-ons in a few other places, as you'll see. So then I also am doing a product focus to use or lose this stack of alphas as part of my Rediscover Your Stash spending freeze. This is my monthly goal. These are my alphas that I need to use or lose. And since I didn't have what I wanted for the title in any of these alphas, I still wanted to make an effort to use some of them on my page. And so I took this alpha, which came with a ton of numbers, and I just made a number border across here that goes 1 to 9, 1 to 9, and then 1 to 4. So that's another idea for using up your alphas. Okay, and then for interest, I just did some doodling under the number border and above the number border. So that's all I got started before I came on camera here. And I just thought I would show my papers. So they are double-sided. And like I said, I have no idea how old these are, but I do like them. I like the colors. They're a little bit different, not your typical primary colors. So there we go. That's the back of this paper. Oh, my title is attacking me. Okay, so I'm going to just set those aside, and I am going to get some photos on here. Now I chose these photos of my little one making all kinds of faces. This is going to cover up that ink smudge at the top there. And this is one of the places that I also used the rub-ons. Now I'll be honest, the rub-ons were not super easy to get down. I know if I look closely, I can see how hard I had to push to get that to go down. And I don't know what you guys use for your rub-ons, but I use this really ancient tool from Creative Memories. And I think it's just called an all-purpose tool. I will see if I can still find this online and link it below. But this is really old dealio. But it's fantastic for rub-ons. I don't know what other people use it for. I think that's the only thing I use it for. Strange, but true. Okay, so I have these pictures of my little guy making all kinds of different faces. And he's just the cutest little thing. I'm so in love with this child, even when he's trouble. Okay, so I'm just gonna like layer them up kind of like this, I think, and adhere them down. Now here's a little bit of a trick. So when I cut the branding strip off, I wanted to cut a little extra to make this border, right? So I cut about a 1/2 inch off of both sides. So not a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Anyway, so I left the branding strip attached to the bit that I took off. Okay, so when I go to like adhere it to the back of my photo, it's just easier to glue down than trying to get it right on the edge. For me, anyways, that's just a little thing that I like to try sometimes. I do that sometimes for date, where I want to stamp my date too. And so that's just a little bit of a trick, in case you were wondering why the branding strip is still on there. That is why. And so this one is going to go on the back of this photo. So I just put the adhesive down on the actual branding strip, and then I can just make sure the branding strip doesn't show. So this was another rub-on that I just used with that bit that I cut down off of the page. And this is the only paper I used for this entire layout, was this cardstock and this one sheet of kind of printed, right? Like it's got a pre-printed scene or whatever scene. And those are really coming back. I've noticed, like, I do pay attention to the new collections coming out. And sometimes I get really bad FOMO, but anyway, that's another story and another story. However, I have noticed that there is a lot of those kind of like scene papers re-emerging in our scrapbook collections, and I love them and I hate them. Like, I struggle so much to use them. I don't know why. But I thought this sketch worked really well with it because it was such an open-minded, lots of white space kind of sketch. Like, you could do anything in here. You could do mixed media, you could do paper layers, you could just leave it blank, you could just, so many possibilities. And so I really liked the idea of starting with this paper because I didn't have to think too hard about what's gonna go in all of that space, because this was already here, and then this was a really easy add. So I feel like all my pictures are crooked because I can't stand over top my layout. Feeling a little crazy. Excuse me. I knew I should have gotten more water before I started, but I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna check it. How about that? Check first. What's that saying? Measure twice, glue once, cut once, measure twice, cut once. Yeah. I glue, and then I measure, and then I realize I'm crooked, and then I fix it, and then it's not quite what I want, and then I pull it up again, and my pictures are wrinkled by the end. Look how wrinkly my picture is now. Darn it. Anyway, in the end, it won't nobody will notice. It'll be inside of a page protector, right? Okay. Now I think I wanted this one on top after I worked so hard to tuck it down. There. Right? Is that what I was looking for? Yes, I think so. Okay. Now, stick that back over there. Funny thing, today we were missing some key kids in our classroom, and so we were doing some like busy work, and somebody, as I was tasked with labeling binders for next year, somebody said to me, and I expect perfection because you're a scrapbooker, and I'm like, but I don't have my T-square ruler, so I'm gonna know if it's straight. They didn't know what I was talking about, but I mean, you understand, right? Like, how would I know, honestly? So again, with the product focus of going through my alphas, I really wanted this title to be just Love This Face, because that's what the text messages said for all of these pictures from his mom, which I thought was really cute because they were all in the same month. And he just has so much expression personality. Even when he was just a baby, I loved how personalities start to emerge. So I did not have enough E's or enough alphas to make that work, especially in this smaller size, to kind of make it fit on here. And so I went to my sticker stash instead, and I pulled this sticker sheet from Basic Gray, and it, as used up as it is, it had all the letters for face. I didn't have to like fix anything, but I think this one I'm just gonna throw in my get rid of it pile, like use it or lose it pile, and then that will remind me that after I'm done with this particular set of thickers that I need to go and do the same with my stickers, because there is clearly some alphas in there that need to go on a page or go in the trash. And these cardstock stickers, being Basic Gray, I guess, is first clue that they're really old, so they don't stick properly. So I'm just adding a bit of glue to the back, and yes, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but the glue kind of seeps out on the edges, and that's okay because it dries clear. I never see it after. There we go. Oops. There we go. And this one too. Okay, so let's see if I've covered all my bases here. I talked about the June spending freeze at the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. I talked about the challenge that goes with spending freeze. So during the months that they do spending freezes, and I think the other one is in January, and there might be one in the fall as well, but I don't quote me on that because I don't actually remember. So I think the idea in January is that, you know, we probably just got goodies for Christmas, so let's take a little, and we probably spent a lot of money on our loved ones over the holidays, so let's just take a break from that. And I think the idea in June is that, you know, summer is coming, we're probably going to do less scrapbooking, so let's take it easy on the pocketbook for a bit. And I don't remember if there's a fall one. So then during those spending freezes, they give us these little challenges. Now, some of them have prizes attached, some don't. Some prizes are only for the UK, some prizes are only for the US, some prizes are only for Australia. And I love that she makes the effort to like find people from all of those different countries to include, so nobody is left out. It's very cool. And then, what was I going to say about that? I had something to add to that, but I don't remember what it was. So the spending freeze is obviously optional. It just really gives people ideas of what other people are doing with their older products, or, you know, things that aren't fresh from the store, the latest and greatest and that sort of thing. And the challenges obviously are just there to kind of inspire ideas. So just love this face. Yes, yes I do. I think I'm going to move this over. This alpha that I'm messing around with in front of you because, you know, why not? It's probably not annoying at all. Is from Doodlebug Designs, and it is called Tiny Type, and I don't think they make them anymore, but I really like them because they have all these little bitty alphas, and they're perfect for these like smaller titles. And I think if I were to buy something for smaller titles again, I would buy those Simple Stories Color Vibes tile alphas that come in the sticker books. So this is the Doodlebug Tiny Type, and I do love it. It was a full sticker sheet and new to my stash from a garage sale find, and it's quickly disappearing. I really like it. Let's see. I have title. I have photos. I need my journaling. Where did I put that? Let me see. I have my journaling here, and I was just gonna wasn't sure if I wanted to pop it up, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I think I would like to back it on a colored piece. So let me see. And this might make some people cringe because this is like a full 12 by 12 sheet, and I'm going to cut an itty bitty piece out of it. But you know what? It's not being used as a 12 by 12 sheet lately, so let's get a piece of it on a layout. And maybe after I've used it once, I will enjoy using it again. Don't be afraid to cut the paper, people. That's what it's there for. The paper is for cutting and using, and I promise you that if I scrapbooked every day for the rest of my life, I would not run out of paper. That's the kind of paper stash I have. And I am hoping this summer to do a craft room tour with you to prove my point. Okay. And I would probably not use this as a background, and I'll tell you why. Because I like this. So I'd want to use this as border strips sometimes. So this will just be used in bits and pieces. So I'm not worried about that. And for this layout, I have been using vintage photo distress ink for the edges because I felt like it went the best with this chocolate color that I'm using in pen and in background cardstock, rub-ons. It's in the paper collection. I feel like I didn't cut this very well, but that's okay. That's why God made scissors, right? I don't know what I did with my scissors, but that's okay. We'll use these little bitty ones. My desk is a hot mess. I'm gonna have to clean it after. Okay, do I want it popped up? It's giving me trapped space issues, so I think I will pop it up. There's my scissors, right where I put them. Obviously. So I will also pop up this other little embellishment bit that I made with the rub-ons. I just did them up before I came on because I thought it would be A, really boring to watch rub-ons, and B, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, and I didn't want you guys to hear me getting angry with rub-ons. I thought that might be unnecessary for your viewing pleasure. So this one just says little man. A lot of them were very train related and said things like conductor, but this one not. So there we go. Little man, my little man. Okay, so for little bits and pieces, I have these eyelet outlet enamel dots, and they don't have a color. They're just brown, no color attached. Eyelet outlet's not fancy. And then I have these old Heidi Swapp enamel shapes, and I thought this kind of yellowish color went really well with this. So I'm gonna see what I can do in that way. I think I'm gonna go with the bigger ones in the yellow, and then maybe some little wee brown ones, or just like 2 sizes of brown, if you know what I'm saying. Or one size of brown, 2 sizes. Not even sure where to put them, to be honest with you, because I definitely want some kind of triangle, but now I'm feeling like I don't have a triangle. I guess I could put them up here too. There. And another brown, and another brown. There, that works, hey? Okay. Now, I feel like I need to put something here because there's like some trapped space there. So, just trying to think what would go here. I'm thinking maybe like a camera bit. Do I have anything close at hand? I have some wood veneer cameras that I could probably, these ones say "Oh snap," that's kind of cute. And then, do I have, could do little clouds. That's cute, right? And then I have them in 3 places because it is kind of a scene paper, right? With the, oh no, did I smudge that too? I'm a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna glue those down. Those are going to be my unplanned add-ons because I wanted to cover up this little white space that I didn't anticipate. It wasn't there in my vision of the layout, you guys. I guess I didn't do a very good job of envisioning my finished product. Okay, so now we have photos, title, journaling. We need a date. A date is April 2019 because they're not all on the same day. So April, and I'm going to go for the heart and the blank space. I'm going to ink it up in my brown color. There we go, and I'm just going to put it down here. April 2019. Okay, title, photos, journaling, date. I think I got all the things on there. I got my product focus by using up some old letters that are gonna get used up by the end of the month or go in the trash. And I got some project focus, got some of those April pages from his first year album finished. And I skipped over the class focus today and just worked on a challenge. So this is just a layout for fun. So that's my layout for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for some close-up shots and some detail shots of the layout. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click that like button to give me a thumbs up. If you would like to know more about the things we talked about today, click that show more button below the video description to find links to the things that we talked about. And if you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll know every time a new video goes up. Have a great day, everyone.